Okay, once your alpha rarefaction is done running, you'll see that the next step, which is now core metrics in that third and final substop, will be green for you. Before we click there though, we need to go back to our Data2 results. So what we're going to do is click there, go to our trim table, interactive sample detail tab, and let's scroll down to this sample ID feature count table. So remember in the previous step, what we did is look at that Shannon diversity plot, and we determined that the diversity peaks at around 800 reads per sample. So what we're looking for here is combining that information with our actual reads or features per sample. So if you scroll down here, what we're looking for is the sample that has roughly 800 reads, but it has more than 800 reads. So what I mean by that is, so 800 is our cutoff, and what we're looking for is our first sample that has more than 800 reads. So in this particular data set, it looks like it's this male2 musk1 sample that has 815 reads. Because we're choosing this cutoff, if you look here, we're actually going to be throwing away these 3 samples down here because they have too few number of reads. It's not ideal, but it's okay. As long as you're not throwing away half of your data set, in general, it's better to maybe throw away 1 or 2 samples to make sure the rest of the data that you are looking at is really good quality and you're confident in it. So from this table here, the main thing we're identifying is this number here that's the lowest above 800, which is that cutoff we determined previously. So make a note of this number 815. What we can do is close there now, go into our core metrics, and that 815 is what we want to set as our sampling depth. So remember, that was the number of reads, roughly 800, that we determined to, sorry, mute my email, you don't need to listen to that, to figure out minimum number of reads we need to get maximum diversity within our samples while also minimizing computational time, that kind of thing. And then we're adjusting that based on our actual data set. So 815 is the sample that has the lowest number of reads above 800, so that's what we're setting as our sampling depth. For classifier, click this green genes 16S. We're identifying bacteria, so the particular barcode that's used to identify different species of bacteria is 16S. So change sampling depth 815, classifier to green genes, and then submit your job. And that will run and process and take a little while. And then once that's done, you can move on. Oh, so it's currently running now. And then once that's done, you can move on to the next steps in the purple line, the very last stops, which is where all the really interesting data is. So we'll pick up with that in the next video.